And welcome to our first hearing for community development block grants, emergency solution grants, and home investment partnerships. Obviously, there's a lot of money. I'm glad to see a lot of good people are here as well. There's just a little under $4,300,000 that we'll be giving out to improve Erie and make it better. So we're very happy you are all here. And with that, I will turn it over to Deb Smith to get us going. Deb.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. My name is Deborah Smith. I am the Director for the Department of Economic and Community Development. I have here with me Veronica Fields, who is the Grant Administrator, and also a new addition to our staff, Shatira Franklin, who is actually in the back of the audience. She's here actually to make sure everyone signs in. So if you haven't signed in already, please make sure you do that. Excuse me. So today, we will discuss the process of our fiscal year 2023 annual plan, the 5-year consolidated plan, which was developed in 2020. This consolidated plan is effective from 2020 to 2024. Each year, the City of Erie is required to update the consolidated plan with an annual plan to ensure that we're still meeting the needs of the community. For the fiscal year 2020 plan, applications were available from December 1st through January 27, 2023. Presentations were conducted the week of February 7th to February 10th, 2023. As the Mayor mentioned, today is the first public hearing. There will also be another hearing today at 6 p.m. with the same information. Today, we would like to hear from you on what housing and community development needs are that you feel are important for the Erie community within regards to our community development, home investment partnership, and emergency solutions funding. So when the consolidated plan was developed, there were 6 priorities and subsequent goals and strategies that were identified for the City of Erie for the period of fiscal year 2020 through 2024 for community development, which we call CDBG, home investment, which is home, and emergency solution, which is ESG. So for number 1, it was a housing priority where there's a need to improve the quality of the housing stock in the community by increasing the amount of decent, safe, sound, and accessible housing for homeowners, renters, home buyers that is affordable to low and moderate income persons and families. And the goals and the strategies are housing rehabilitation, rental rehabilitation, housing construction, fair housing, home ownership, and public housing. Number 2 was homeless priority, where there's a need for housing and support services for homeless persons and persons who are at risk of becoming homeless. And the goals and strategies are continuum of care, operation and support, prevention and housing, and permanent housing. Number 3 was other special needs priorities, and the goals and strategies were housing, social services, accessibility. Number 4 was community development priority, where there is a need to improve the public and community facilities, infrastructure, public services, and the quality of life for all residents in the community. And the goals and strategies were community facilities, infrastructure, public services, accessibility, public safety, code enforcement, clearance, revitalization, historical preservation. And number 6 was economic development. There's a need to increase employment, self-sufficiency, education, job training, technical assistance, and economic empowerment of low and moderate income residents in the community. And the goals and strategies were employment, financial assistance, redevelopment program, financial incentives. Administrative planning and management is also a priority. There's a continuing need for planning, administration, management, and oversight of federal, state, and local funded programs. While there may be a need for all of these things, we do realize that the funding that we receive from housing and urban development is not enough to cover everyone's needs. And so today we want to hear from you to tell us what you believe the housing and community development needs are and what's important for this funding. But at this time, I will turn it over to Veronica, who will go over the schedule for preparation, adoption, and submission. But before I let her do that, I need to tell you what our proposed funding amounts are. This year, we're receiving for Community Development Block Grant $3,040,237. This is actually $70,810 less than what we received last year. Home investment is $933,497, which is actually an increase of $1,027. And our emergency solutions grant, we're getting $273,428, which is an increase of $3,477. Today, we do not have any of the proposed projects that we plan to fund this year, and that's only because we just actually received notification late last week of what our funding allocation might be. We are still actually in the process of reviewing the applications that we received. Also, we look to get public comment from everyone today if there may be something that we may have missed. So at a later time on the agenda, we'll ask citizens to come up and give public comment on what they believe the funding should be used for. So at this time, I will turn it over to Veronica, who will give you the schedule for preparation, adoption, and submission of the 2023 fourth annual plan. Veronica.
Good morning, everyone. Notice was published in the classified section of the Erie Times on Friday, February 17th, 2023, announcing the first public needs and input hearing, which are being held today, Monday, March the 6th, 2023 at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Notice will be published again on March 17th, 2023, announcing the second public hearing, which will be held on April the 3rd, 2023 at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Citizens will be provided an opportunity to present their views on housing and non-housing community development needs and comment on the priorities and the level of funding assigned by the City of Erie in addressing the needs as contained in the HUD 5-year consolidated plan. Critical dates: December 1st, 2022 to January 27, 2023. Solicitation of proposals. Applications available beginning December 1st, 2022. January 27, 2023, applications were due. January 31st through February 10th, 2023, review of applications. February the 6th through February the 10th, 2023. Presentations for CDBG and home projects. February 17th, 2023, published notice for first public hearing. March the 6th, 2023, which is today, first public hearing, citizen input hearings at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. March the 9th, 2023, study session with City Council. March the 17th, 2023, published the fourth annual plan, project use of funds, advertised for required 30-day public comment period, ending April the 17th, 2023. Second public hearing dates will be advertised for April the 3rd, 2023. April 3rd, 2023 will be the second public hearing, citizen input, hearings at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. April or May of 2023, council authorization to submit fourth annual plan to HUD. May 13th, 2023, the fourth annual plan submitted to HUD for required 45-day review period ending June 27th, 2023. June 7th and June 21st, 2023, council appropriation and authorization to enter into contract with subrecipients. And lastly, July 1st, 2023, the program year begins.
Thank you, Veronica. All right, so actually at this time, I'm going to give you ground rules for providing public comment. If anyone would like to give public comment, we ask that you come up to the podium, state your name, your agency's name, and you will be allowed to give 5 minutes of public comment. So you may come at this time if you like.
Good morning, Mayor Schember and Deb and Veronica. My name is Matthew Good. I'm the CEO of Housing and Neighborhood Development Service, more commonly known as HANDS. We have developed many units of housing. I should know this number, but we've developed many units of housing together with the City of Erie providing support through the home program. And that money has provided significant source of leverage to other programs such as PHFA, a Low-Income Housing Tax Credit Program, and the Federal Home Loan Bank of Pittsburgh. So we continue to see a significant demand for quality, affordable housing. We see more and more people identifying as homeless who are applying for permanent housing opportunities, and the development that we are proposing in the 1300 block of Parade Street, a small 4-unit development, would provide both accessible and housing for homeless designation. And this property also fits under the rental rehabilitation in that it's one of the last unfinished properties in the block that we call Midtown in the neighborhood where we've done a lot of work together. So we have a specific project in that we're asking for consideration, as well as just general support for more resources for quality, affordable housing, and appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew.
Good morning, Mayor. Good morning, Ms. Smith and Ms. Fields. I'm Anna Franz, the Executive Director of Our West Bayfront, the neighborhood revitalization group that works on the west side of downtown Erie. Thanks so much for your time and for your opportunity. As you know, we've submitted an application for home funds for the revitalization of a small 2-unit property at 702 Raspberry Street. The home funds in this project are a really critical component of revitalizing properties, particularly vacant properties, that we find not only in our community, in our neighborhood, but throughout the city. Several years ago, we utilized home funds to do a similar project on Walnut Street, and if it wasn't for those home funds, that property would still be in a dilapidated state, or more likely resulting in demolition at a considerable expense to the city, as well as detrimental impacts on the neighborhood at large. So we really see the continued need to support small-scale rental rehabilitation projects like this one, not just in our neighborhood, but around the city. The home funds are really important in sort of understanding the unique local and neighborhood context and the needs. There remains a strong demand for affordable rental units in our community. For the project that we would undertake at 702 Raspberry, this particular property was acquired through the land bank. It had been basically abandoned, unfortunately, by the owner, and we were able to acquire it. And then, because we're a neighborhood-based organization, seek input from neighbors on what people would like to see at that particular property. And we would utilize the home funds to do a full gut renovation of the property, including 2 rental units. The building also has a small commercial space that would be available to an entrepreneur, and the rents for those units would be set at approximately 50% AMI, about $700 per month. That is in keeping with other units that we operate, and again, we see a strong demand for rents, quality rental units with rents set at that level. We have secured funding from other sources, including state sources and equity that will be contributing to the project, and we're ready to move forward, as you know, with this project. And we see a pipeline of additional projects like this that could utilize home funds going forward. So thank you so much for your consideration and for your continued dedication of home funds for projects like this one.
Thank you.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Mayor. Good morning, Debbie Smith, and we thank God for you too. We're here with Christian Ministries, the Apostolic Faith Church, and we've started the Achievers Entrepreneurial Hub, and we're looking to focus on the employment, economic development of individuals in our community. And through the funding that we received last year, we were able to start our cohort. And currently we have 10 members in our cohort, looking to graduate them in May of this year, and have already started receiving interest in our next cohort, which will begin in June. And so with that, we've also secured funding to help employ people to help us with our program. So we have a lot of community support and working with others in the community. And so I'll let Mr. Floyd talk about what our continued needs are.
Good morning. My name is Floyd Hull with the Entrepreneurial Achiever Hub. I've been blessed to be a mentor, so I get to work hand in hand with some of the budding entrepreneurs that want to, they have an idea and they want to go forward, but there's so many things that an entrepreneur needs to do to avoid the pitfalls coming in our community. Our goal is for them to be successful, to empower our community to be successful. And it's a variety of things. We got them from landscaper, restaurant, to trying to give children things like a dance studio, whatever. But when I meet with these people and talk to them, some of them don't know what an invoice is. They don't know what marketing is. They don't know what targeting their goal is. Who is that customer? How do you reach them? So we take them by the hand, try to steer them and help them and support them because, as I said, their success is our community success and, of course, our success. So we reach out to them. We try to find them. And some, you got to encourage. They have an idea, but they're afraid. You know, whose money? How will I don't want to lose money. I don't want to take steps and fail and have someone laugh at me. So they need encouragement, they need strength, they need direction, and they need the resources. Our community is blessed with a lot of resources from various organizations. And thanks to y'all, I'm able to work with these people to make our community successful. And I'm very proud of the students that we will graduate. And they're not students, they're members, because we'll work with them even after they graduate, because their success is our community success. So I personally want to thank each and every one of y'all for the opportunity to work with these budding entrepreneurs, and they will make an impact in our community. Thank you.
Thanks for all you're doing, too.
And I just wanted to say that with the funding, and we've acquired 333,000 square foot building on 10th and Liberty, so we've opened up office spaces for individuals to start their business, and in our lower level we created a dance studio, In Purpose Studios, which actually launched their business last weekend. So it's moving forward and things are coming together.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mayor and staff. It's good to be here. Thank you. My name is John Groh. I represent the Board of Directors of the St. Patrick's Haven, where I also serve as the Board Secretary. We have a prepared statement. It's very brief. For several years, St. Patrick's Haven has been the recipient of the Emergency Solutions Grant. This grant is instrumental in allowing us to continue to provide emergency overnight shelter for homeless men in Erie. Our program provides a clean, safe place for 23 men to sleep each night, the ability to shower, an evening snack, and coffee pot is always on, and it's always hot. We are a place of refuge for men experiencing chronic homelessness. Many of our guests are dealing with mental health and or addiction issues. They see St. Patrick's Haven as a safe place, a safe haven from the streets. We thank you for your support, which allows us to serve those most in need. Thank you. I don't know if you have any questions or not, but I just want to thank you in advance there for whatever you can do.
Appreciate it.
Thank you again. Take care.
Good morning, Mayor, Deborah, Veronica, and Chris. You spent one morning last week with our seniors. Got more than he bargained for, didn't you? I'm Karen Gretler. I'm with the John F. Kennedy Center. We also have a prepared statement. The JFK Center operates an after-school summer enrichment program for about 200 kids a year. Out-of-school programming is important because it gives kids a safe space to grow up healthy, learn, have fun, and feel good about themselves and their community. JFK has requested CDBG funds to employ 3 part-time youth staff to offer quality sports, recreation, leadership, and career development activities. The bulk of JFK's sports and recreation activities are supported with CDBG funds and with Housing Authority funds. It is these fun things that bring the kids to JFK. Once we get the kids in, then we offer the academic assistance through the Erie School District and 21st Century grants. I hope that you will approve JFK's funding request as we seek to get kids off the street and into the safety of the community center. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mayor, everyone else. My name is Bob Strasser. I am a citizen of Erie, Pennsylvania, Erie's Lower East Side. I'm not really that big on doing a lot of public speaking or anything like that, but I've retired this past year and decided one of the things that I wanted to do was attend more things concerning our community here. I've attended a few meetings recently, including the proposed park for Ash Street, the meeting they had a little while ago regarding garbage. One of the things about me, though, is that I know I've talked to the mayor many years ago when he was running for mayor and informed him, and I'm informing everyone here that my political affiliation is not Republican, is not Democrat. I'm an independent. I'm highly fiscally conservative, and truly believe that if our country, our federal government, state government, local governments ran things how I run my life, that we would not be anywhere near in the condition that we are in, not only here, but nationwide. So I will probably be attending a lot of other functions. I'll probably play the role of devil's advocate, not to single out any person or anything. As I've said, I've lived in Erie for many, many years. I know a lot of the mistakes, or what I feel to be mistakes, that have happened in Erie. A couple examples would be the Mill Creek Mall going to Mill Creek instead of Erie, the juice factory that didn't make it here, the casino on the east side, Lower East Side, would have been very beneficial to us. There's a lot of other things. I don't see a lot. Of course, I'm not privy to everything that you all are and stuff, but things that I see, like seeing murals put up and having food trucks and building a food court, which probably 3/4 of the people of Erie with their financial situations can't afford to go to those types of places. So I'm currently still in the place where I believe that the monies could be better used. But also to keep in mind that a lot of the monies that you get at the federal and even the state level are from monies that are being printed, which means that if they're not used right, this is monies that is going to come from our children and our grandchildren. We've already spent everything that we have. The federal government doesn't have reserve funds, they just print money. With COVID, a perfect example, we've spent $6 trillion on COVID since it came about, and in reality, we may have only needed to spend maybe $500 billion to $1 trillion if we were prepared for that pandemic by the agencies that were supposed to be doing their jobs, and they failed to do that. And there's a lot of political reasons why that happened. Regarding this, I'm here representing the Lower East Side as a good friend of mine, former councilman Jim Thompson, a good friend of mine. And like I said, I'm representing the Lower East Side of Erie, which has been neglected for many, many decades. And I hope that that will soon change. So I hope to see you all and maybe work with you in the future.
Thank you.
Hey, Good morning. I'm Matthew Trott with the GCAC Area Agency on Aging. Thank you, Mayor and Deborah and staff for the CDBG funding and the prioritization that you put towards that. I'm really here to speak about the needs of senior citizens, especially in Erie and especially now. As everyone knows, there's more senior citizens, and as you provide CDBG funding, realize that the public services component of that is really critical to serve as many people to keep them safe in their homes, especially senior citizens. Again, I thank you for the decades of support and that continued support, and I would really like to encourage a couple things from those services to senior citizens. First and foremost, there are more needs out there than the funding that area agencies on aging get. I know you hear that from a lot of other entities. Senior citizens, though, are really getting into desperate straits currently because of the costs of everything going up and the needs that they have to remain in their homes. So again, as CDBG does that and focuses on keeping people in their homes as long as possible, we wish to encourage and support that in coordination with the city. The second thing I wanted to highlight was the true need that are out there for caregivers. So there are just not enough caregivers in the population to provide those services, both those employed by providing agencies as well as individuals doing that informally for loved ones. So encourage you in your needs and your prioritizations to keep the caregivers that are needed and supported in mind. So thank you.
Thank you, Matthew.
Good morning, Mayor, Renee, Deb, and Veronica. It's always a pleasure to see you. We want to start off with MCIC first. First of all, we wear multiple hats today, but we're going to start off with MCIC, James. And I really thank you for the opportunity and time. So I'm going to read a specific document here real quickly. So poverty is a complex social issue that affects every country in the world and communities across the United States. In neighborhoods where high and persistent poverty exists, residents not only struggle to meet their basic needs, but also negatively affected in health, education, housing, and overall quality of life. The Minority Community Investment Coalition endeavors to favorably impact the community it serves by promoting neighborhood-based, culturally responsive programs to populations that is disproportionately poor, the BIPOC and foreign-born. They seek to intervene by promoting equitable development practices, implementing urban agricultural techniques, partnering with key stakeholders, and fostering authentic collaboration among service providers and residents. Grow Erie is a sustainable urban agricultural development in East Erie at Savakio Opportunity Park that will bring cutting-edge scientific practices in controlled environment by growing hydroponics and aquaponic techniques. A partnership between MCIC, Erie County Redevelopment Authority, and Integrated Agricultural Systems, INTAG, and in collaboration with C.A. Kersey Company, our business performers show evidence of sustainable social enterprise whereby income from the commercial business will return revenue to expand human services and opportunities to residents in need. The community greenhouse provides an opportunity for residents to collectively grow food, sell locally items at nearby markets, and promote self-determination and neighborhood development where they live. This will all be conceived public-private partnership, Savakio Park and East Erie with the necessary resources for investors. Grow Erie can be implemented and designed with sufficient working capital to launch enterprise on the right footing. It can be successful as demonstrated by the business projections. However, our partners, investors must immediately secure it in order to put shovel in the ground. So we wanted, as you know, we put in the application for home dollars. And so we're very passionate about this project. It's going to create jobs, going to create opportunities for a neighborhood that typically has been underserved over the last decade or so. In this particular ground area where we're looking to do our project hasn't been served or hasn't been built upon since 20 years or so, So we're excited about this project, and we want to thank you for the opportunity to assist us in being able to provide jobs and opportunities for this particular neighborhood. Thank you.
So the second hat that we're wearing is for our organizations. Annually, the Martin Luther King Center and the Booker T. Washington Center come to you for support through the Community Development Block Grant Funds for CDBG fundings for human resources, for summer programs, and so forth. You know that we've been providing these services, Martin Luther King Center for over 55 years, Booker T. Washington Center for over 100 years. We value dollars that we receive for you that allow us to continue to meet the needs of the community, children that come to our facility. We provide academic support, we provide tutoring assistance, we provide food, we provide access to cultural arts, and the gamut goes on and on. Most recently, we began a wrestling program, which we have about 75 kids involved in. So the funds that we receive from you, we partner with other organizations such as the Erie School District so that we can provide more services to the people that we serve. On the Lower West Side, in Center City, those are the people that are in need, great need for our assistance. So any assistance you can provide to us would be greatly appreciated, and we value the opportunity to partner with you to provide these services to our community. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to reiterate a little bit about what these two gentlemen just said about MCIC. That property had, at Savacchio Park, had more than $2 million of public money put into cleaning up the site, and it is, as they mentioned, as yet undeveloped. So we're really looking forward to finally breaking ground on that project. And as you know, there have been funding changes. It's an incredibly important project that we've been working on for a very long time. I'm here representing Urban Erie Community Development Corporation today. We serve primarily new American students. We are working closely with the Erie School District to provide after-school and summer programs, but they do not cover all of the costs incurred by providing services for those students, both for staffing and also students who do not attend City of Erie public schools. So we do attend to the needs academically and for all the students who come to our program, regardless of what school they attend. We have 6 sites now in our after-school program, serving more than 200 students, most of whom are new Americans, and a significant percentage of them are from Afghanistan, brand new to the country, just learning English. And we provide the overflow support that the resettlement agencies do not have the funding for. So we appreciate your contribution towards our budget, our ability to serve families in the community and new American families. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Let's make sure we don't overlook anybody. Well, thank you all very much for being with us today. It was very moving just listening to the work that all of you do, and we'll do all we can to support and help you. We want to continue doing that. Deborah, Veronica, anything else?
Just want to let everyone know that our next public hearing will be on Monday, April 3rd. There's one at 10 a.m. and one at 6 p.m. The proposed numbers for our fiscal year 2023 will be advertised on March 17th. That information will be in the newspaper as well as on the City of Erie's website. There will be a 30-day comment period at that time. Please keep in mind that those numbers are proposed. Do you want to be anything? Nope. All right. Thank you all for coming. Have a good day.